it was really naff. Watch it and see what you think. And I said, well, I've not heard good things so far, but I'll reserve judgment. I know there has been some silly stories over the history of the show, but I've never heard you say this sort of thing before. To me, it seems a mockery of all the Doctor has meant in the past. I can't see any redeeming qualities in this one. I know I can't believe I'm saying this. As you know, I've always enjoyed Doctor Who. But for her to say that it's made a mockery of everything that the Doctor, I phoned her up to sort of tie her down a little bit more on what point it was. And she said, and this is exactly what and I found this too, Charlotte, and I know I've mentioned it in our private chat.
Yeah.
The point where Alan is reduced to sperm and an egg. Okay, so there is life there somewhat, and the robot cleans him away, and he laughs. And she said she found that she's also got a cat as well, so she didn't like that. But the bit with that at the end, she found so undoctorish. It was unbelievable. And she felt quite disgusted about it.
That was something that we all mentioned as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that for me, I watched it whilst I was cooking spag bowl this evening for the family, and which was very nice, by the way. And I just sort of had it on, and I thought, you know what? This feels a bit like the Fast Show have done a parody of Doctor Who. And I was expecting, and the first bit I got that is when Anita Dobson goes, "You ain't seen me," and I thought she was going to tap her nose and go, "Right,"
Yeah, they're obviously going to try and take that somewhere, and it is annoying that there seems to be 2 or 3 different things going on at the front and at the back end of this. It makes it very difficult to get to the crux of the story, which is just what Sonny Waffles says here. And we've got another comment somewhere that said about it just to have a beginning and a middle and an end makes something so much more digestible. And I think that's what Doctor Who really needs. But Sonny Waffles has come away with this and said, look, it's mid. That's what it is. It lacks proper character development, proper world building. We're presented with a very opulent world and production value, Charlotte, which we talked about on Saturday, with the rocket ships, the robots. I love all that sort of kitsch stuff, but we've got no, and I suppose the fact that it just exists, is that meant to be enough? But I'd like to know a little bit more about the society, the things that they wear, and how it works. Just a little would be enough. There's no texture or colour to it other than shiny floors and ray guns and all that kind of thing, which is fun. But I think Doctor Who should go a little bit deeper, has gone a bit deeper. And even in episodes like The Doctor's Daughter, which, they're quite pacey, they don't hang around. There's not much of a plot to that either. But at least they go to some length to explain what's going on, wherever we are, and you sort of feel it. You feel that heart that I think that Anthony was quite rightly pointing to that maybe isn't present.